G'day guys, welcome to my Spice feature video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about NRL's Round 2's predictions for 2023 guys, so let's get started. So starting off with this first game of this match, we see the Panthers going up against the Rabbitohs. Now this one's going to be a real tough, hard game. This one will be a tough one because the Rabbits have been really good so far. The Panthers last week didn't go so good in the rain last week against the Broncos. And as you can see, it is a little bit windy behind me. So I do apologise if it is a bit, the audio is a bit cracky and had a little bit of echoing and stuff like that. So yeah, I do apologise about that. But anyway, yeah, the Rabbits, I reckon this one will be a great game so far with like Nrl Mitchell going up against Dylan Edwards, two fullbacks colliding together anyway, so you never know. Nrl Mitchell can come out really hard and hit people real hard, so the Panthers, I would watch your back because things could not go their way if the Rabbits are a threat. And they can come real bad and real tough. In this match, I reckon the Panthers will struggle in this game because obviously the Rabbits are another tough team. As last year, they weren't really a tough team as they didn't really execute very well in this match. So yeah, things could go either way in this game, but I'm going to go with the Rabbits by 6 points in this game. This one will be a real tough and hard match, but the Panthers will come out very strong and will come out hard, hit the Rabbits with so much energy and so much hard work in this side. So yeah, the Panthers will do tough in this game. So I'm going to go with the Rabbits by 6 points in this match to defeat the Panthers in this game. The next game of this match, we see my Parramatta Eels going up against the Cronulla Sharks. Now this one will be another good cracker of a game. The Sharks have been improving really well, but last week they didn't really took it to a whole new level. But at the moment, no Jack Williams and no Wade Graham, as he did that late high shot. Yeah, against the Rabbits in that game last week. So yeah. Two of them are out. But in this match, no Isaac Lumi in this game, so that means replacing him will be Sean Russell in this match. Basically, Sean Russell has came from the New South Wales Cup side, so he's not a first grade player, but he's just a reserve grade player that just fulfills in with any people with like injuries and suspensions and stuff like that. So he's just a fulfill in, and I don't really rate him because he hasn't been playing like that much of games. But last year since he played, he got a bad injury, and a real bad injury, punctured lung, cracked ribs, and he got off to a real bad start. And yeah, I reckon this year he'll have a good one, because since last year he had a bad one, I reckon he'll have a good one. And you never know, this one will be a very epic game of football, but the Eels will come out with a fight since they lost last week against the Melbourne Storm 16-12. They will put on a show, they will put on a fight, and the Sharks are pretty tough, but not a consecutive team. But so in saying that, I'm going to go with the Parramatta Eels by 12 points in this match to defeat the Sharks in this game. The next game of this match, we see the Broncos going up against the Cowboys. Now this one will be another good cracking game of football, and another one which I do believe will have a benefit of the doubt, because the Broncos, last week they played a really epic game of football against the Panthers. They are a really good side, and I didn't think the Broncos were going to win in this game, and they also did. So that's how the Broncos they'll go into the finals, I reckon. But they won't be in the grand final. And saying that, the Cowboys. With Chad Townsend, Tom Dearden, Cole Felt, Valentine Holmes, Scott Drinkwater, you name it. This is going to be an epic game. This is going to be a field goal entertainment game of football. And this one will be a very consecutive game. You want to know why? Because Chad Townsend going up against Adam Reynolds, very hard to pick a decider in this game. This one will be another epic game of football, and this one will be exciting. Because you want to know why this one will be exciting. The Broncos and the Cowboys do play tough, do play hard, and it's a field goal opportunity anyway. Because it's like, in saying that, it's like saying in football, like Melbourne City going up against Sydney FC. Those two sides real clash together, and that's an epic derby. This one is another epic derby because it is Broncos and the Cowboys. Queensland derby of football. This one will be a consecutive game. Cowboys, I reckon they'll have a really good fight. Chad Townsend will score 2 tries in this game and lead for 3 try assists. I reckon this one will be an epic start for Chad Townsend to make an consecutive game of football. And this one will be an consecutive game to start the Cowboys off with a good start with 2 wins in this match. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys by 18 points in this game. This one will be an epic game, but I reckon it'll be 19. I'm going to go with 19 this one. Change my mind here. So 3 tries and the field goal with Chad Townsend in this side. The next game of this match, we see the Roosters going up against the Warriors. Now, this match, the Warriors have been very good in that game last week against the Knights, 20-12. And saying that, the Warriors have got a real good side to the team. And you never know, like, the Warriors could come out with a fight. They could come out with a shocking win or like a shocking losing streak. But you never know. This one has been a very epic game for, like, the Warriors since they won last week against the Newcastle Knights in this side. But for the Roosters, and saying that, the Roosters, their winning streak against the Warriors has been obviously really good, because last time the Roosters played against the Warriors, the Warriors got off with a shocking start, and the Roosters played a very good game. But in saying that, since they lost, and they had a big loss against the Dolphins were on $6.60, and the Roosters were on $13, 15, something like that. Biggest win I've ever seen. Wow. But in saying that, the Roosters will come out firing in this game, but no Matthew Lodge in this one, so Lindsay Collins goes into that number 8 side for the team. This one will be a very epic game of football, so I'm going to go with the Roosters by 8 points. They'll come out firing since they had a very bad loss in this game, and Brandon Smith will come out firing in this match. So yeah, you never know. Warriors, they might come back. They might struggle. You never know. So I'm going to go with the Roosters by 8 points. The next game of this match, we see the Dolphins going up against the Raiders. Now, this one has been a very good team, the Dolphins. The first win, congratulations, and credit to the Dolphins. They were a very good side to the team. Since, the Dolphins are a pretty new side to the NRL, and usually they've been Queensland Cup's team anyway, so they obviously did upgrade to the NRL side. They obviously wanted to upgrade it to the NRL instead of the Queensland Cup, so yeah, interesting solution. Anyway, the Raiders last week against the Cowboys got off with a shocking start in the first half. Wow, did they play good in the second half? Did they play good? Ricky Stewart fired up in the sheds, and he obviously gave it to him. And that's how they played good in the second half. Because God pride, Ricky Stewart gave it to them. And they obviously did. And he obviously did because the Raiders were playing absolutely excellent in the second half. But not enough to concede against the Cowboys 19-18 in that game last week. So the Dolphins need to have that attack and have that defense if they want to win games of football. But they obviously are new, so I'm going to give them an opportunity to say that they will attack and they will defend. So yeah, in saying that, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Yes, it's not a favourite. The Raiders are the favourites, so I'm going to go with the Dolphins, and this one will be not a big win, but an average win. So I'm going to go with them by 10 points in this game to defeat the Raiders. The next game of this game, we see the Storm going up against the Bulldogs. Now, this one will be another epic game because the Storm have been great against the Eels last week. The Bulldogs, they were absolutely shocking in the first half and second half, and that's right. The Bulldogs were playing absolutely hopeless first half and second half. I don't know how they played weak. They played absolutely weak. And in saying that, the Bulldogs need to have defense and attack to win games of football. I don't see that happening if you lose a game. I don't see it happening at all. The Bulldogs have got really good quality players, and I don't understand why they lost big against Manly Seagulls last week. So going up against the Melbourne Storm, you need to have a chance. You need to have a chance if you want to win the games of football. And that's right, because you want to know why. The Bulldogs are a really good team. But then again, the Storm are a really good team. Defense and attack, absolutely excellent. Phenomenal. The Storm can fire up. The Storm can have a really good epic attack and defense. Wow. Their defense last week was absolutely detrimental, and in saying that, wow, did I see some opportunity with Harry Grant in that game. And I reckon Harry Grant will play an epic game of football. So in saying that, I am going to go with the Melbourne Storm by 12 points in this game, and the Bulldogs will have a great game, but not enough to concede their points to win. The next game of this match, we see the West Tigers going up against the Newcastle Knights. This one, wow. The West Tigers played absolutely shocking in that game against the Titans last week. And in saying that, the Titans played well. But the Tigers need to aim up in their defence and attack to win games of football. I don't see it happening if the Tigers can win games. Last week they were playing absolutely shocking, and Dane Laurie did nothing. Adam Dewey did nothing. Wow. Defense and attack, they were absolutely poor. They were dropping balls, forward passes, kicks were out of whack, and they need to wake up, because going up against the Newcastle Knights, they were absolutely woeful last week against the Warriors, but not enough to concede points. But in saying that, Kane Laponga, I just don't know what's going on with you, because every single time I see you play, you're not a $1 million player. You're like 800 grand player. 900 grand, 950 grand, more like it. Because Kalen Ponga is not $1 million player. Because every single time you get injured, every match, You're not a first-grade player. You're not You're not like $1 million player. You're just a grand player, more like it, and that's what I think. So in saying that, the Knights will do good. The West Tigers will do so good. So in saying that, I'm going to go with the Tigers by 6 points in this match. And finally, the next game of this match, we see the Dragons going up against the Titans. Now, this game will go either way. And in saying that, the Dragons are a pretty good team. And the Titans, they did well against the West Tigers last week. And in saying that, the Dragons, they had a bye in the first round. And they didn't play at all. So I reckon I'll have a good game. And so in saying that, the Dragons will do well with their first game of 2023 season for the NRL. And in this match, the Dragons will play good, but they won't go as good as they usually do because they are struggling with so many players. And in saying that, the Dragons are not a top team. They're not a team that can just be in the finals. They're not a final team. Because in saying that, the Dragons, I reckon they'll be a very good team for the season, but not a team that can just go into the finals. Talatolomone is back for number 6, so for the Dragons, so he'll be back and playing against the Titans. What was it? I don't know about the others. So in saying that, the Dragons will win this match, but not by big margins. So I'm going to go with them by 8 points in this game to defeat the Titans in this match. And thanks guys for watching this video. Make sure you do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And I'll see you guys later for my vlogs, reviews, previews, and so many more. Take care and have a good one.